Hello, welcome to my channel. This is going to be my first attempt at starting a tutorial on how I make my envelope junk journals. Like I mentioned in my previous video, it's definitely going to have to come out in parts. And, yeah, I'll just have to figure out how to splice them together, but come to that when we get to it. Okay, so I just recently, in the last week, got a color printer for the first time since I actually started junk journaling and making junk journals about 2 years ago. So, yay! I decided this time I wanted to go for a traveler's notebook size, and so traditionally traveler's notebook size is it's 8 1/4 by, I think, 4 and 4.3. Yeah, so just over 4 1/4 wide and 8 1/4 long. However, I cut my envelopes slightly longer than that so that they can be just a smidge bigger than the paper I put down on them. So I got these envelopes, which were the closest size that I could find easily. So these envelopes come 4 1/8, sorry, by 9 1/2. So I did have to trim these down. So that was one of my first steps. So I'll show you. I just snipped off that much, and then I had to re-glue the side so that it would be closed still, closed envelope. So I re-glued that together on all of the envelopes that I did, or that I'm going to use for this journal. I'm going to do 6, I think. Let's see, is that what I did? Yeah. I'm going to do 6, so there's going to be one for the cover, front cover, and one for the back cover, which I also made just the smallest amount taller, the cover and the back cover, than the other envelopes. Now, before I start putting any paper down, decoration paper, scrapbook paper, anything, I will go with my ink and go around all the edges so that the corners are distressed, the edges are distressed. And I'm not going to make you watch that because that's super tedious, but I wanted to start the video showing the process from as close to the beginning as possible. You don't have to buy a digital journal kit to do this. You could do this with any paper. This will be only my second time using a digital kit, and the first time I had to take the kit I purchased and have it printed out at a store, which wasn't cheap, and that's the only reason why I haven't done it more. Now that I have my own printer, yeah, this will be interesting. So this kit is from Art&Soul, and it's really pretty. And this specific kit was supposed, at least it said in the info, that it was supposed to be sized to be used for a traveler's notebook. But maybe that's the case. I don't know. See, I was measuring by eye. You know, let's say I use this for the cover, and it wraps around to the back cover. Like, there's still, you know, there's still this much left off, which is kind of a shame. So I'm not sure if all the dimensions were correct for a traveler's notebook, but take that with a grain of salt because I am not sure. But since I'm not, you know, using these papers and folding them directly in half, I mean, maybe that is the size of a traveler's notebook, but I thought it was skinnier, so anyways, who cares? Yeah, since I'm not just folding them and using them in signatures, I'm actually going to be cutting them up and using them in my envelope journal. So I've already taken the painstaking time to cut out most of the stuff that came with it. So there's a bunch of tags and pockets and all sorts of different things. I think these are like, I'm not sure what these are called, but they're not tickets, obviously. But you could tell that they're meant to be cut down into these singles. But I was actually looking at it this way and thinking that would make an interesting pocket. So who knows? Who knows? You can use this stuff however you please, you know. So these are really pretty little envelopes to fold and glue together. And then just a bunch of journaling cards and just all sorts of stuff to decorate it and put in it once it's finished. So yeah, yeah, it came out so pretty. It's such a beautiful kit. Fussy cutting is time consuming though. Okay, so I just wanted to show some of that. And some of the stuff I haven't completely finished cutting out because I'm not sure where I'll put it. So until then, I'm going to leave it, I think. But the full pages that are made for, you know, junk journal pages are the ones that I will be fitting onto the envelopes, and you'll see as we get there. But so my next step is decide which one of these I want to be on the cover. I'm definitely leaning towards this one, but we'll see. We'll see. Lots of pretty papers to choose from. And I kind of think that it's almost perfect to use for envelope journals because it's not double-sided unless you take in your files and alter them to be printed out front and back on your printer. But I'm still a beginner at that, and yeah, not touching that yet. So they're not front and back, which makes them perfect to, you know, be put down on a page because it won't be covering anything up on this side. But I'm going to stop the video here, and I'm going to take all of my envelopes that I have cut down to size, and I'm going to ink all around, and then I will restart the video and we'll go from there. Okay, so I have inked the edges of all the envelopes, and now we are going to start assembling the envelope journal together. So this is the front cover, which now it's upside down. And this wouldn't matter unless you have the front and back cover slightly larger. If you did them all the same size, it wouldn't matter which one you use first, so I just want to say that. But we are going to start putting them together, and this is the tedious part that you got to make sure is straight and perfect so that everything is aligned and pages are even, and yeah. So this is actually my second take for this part of the video. The glue dries so fast it's hard to get it in the perfect spot before, you know, it adheres down, and you only have, you know, a second or two to get your envelopes in the right spot. And yeah, so that's one of the harder parts about putting it together, is just getting it aligned. And so I always go before I start putting them together, and I take the lip and I fold it backwards on all of them and forwards, just so that it moves. Oops, sorry, it moves back and forth easily, or more easily, like a page would, like flipping a page. So yeah, when you start with your first page, you don't want the envelopes facing the same way. So you're going to flip it over and stick it inside, and just kind of get an idea of where you want your envelope placed. So you want the creases on top of each other. So this crease is going to be on top of this envelope's crease. So yeah, you just got to be careful of that. And once you slip it in, you only have a second or so to get it aligned. And that's pretty easy to screw up. And that's what I did in the last video. I didn't get it aligned fast enough on the third envelope I was putting together. And I'm 15 minutes in on the video, and yeah, it was frustrating. So there might have been a couple of colorful words, and so yeah, not salvageable. But I just wanted to let you know where I was in the putting together of this. So now I'm going to flip it back over, and these are the peel and stick envelopes. I'm going to peel off the peel. And start, of course it's gunked up. Start getting ready to glue it in. I am so over glues getting gunked up. If anybody has a secret, let me know, because holy moly. Sorry. Take just a minute. Alright. Make it work. Make it work. Alright. So I'm going to glue where the stick is. I'm doing a video, Shyla. And get ready to place it inside. Okay. Now I'm flipping it over because I don't want it on the same side as this envelope. Alright, please let that be. Okay. Now that was nerve-wracking since I messed up the last one. Okay. Now you're going to flip that over. Well, could have been a little better, but it's just about perfect. because like I said, the front cover page is slightly bigger. So, okay, next. And you're going to do the same thing until you get to your last envelope. And I have done these with as many as 12 envelopes, but that number was seriously pushing it to, for all of this to not be so bulked up and get fragile. Yeah, so I am now keeping it anywhere between 6 and 10, but it really just depends on what you want, what you're making. And alright, so we're going to go ahead and do the next one. And like I said, it's going to go in this way, but I'm going to glue it where the peel and stick is. And then this first lip from your first envelope, once you've put in all your envelopes and you're ready to stop, then you have this lip to close over and finish off the envelopes. And I will show that. So, alright, so I'm going to pull this off. Alright, now I'm flipping it over. Look needs to be with me. Alright, that was pretty good. Go me. Okay. Alright. Okay. We're going to do the next one. It's going to be the same exact thing. We're going to glue it on this side and flip it over. Flip it over. Over. Look right there. Okay, not bad, not bad. And we're gonna bring the other one, and we're gonna glue on this side and put it together like the last. This is the second to last envelope, so we are almost there. Flipping it over. Get ready. Just let this screw in. Okay. Not bad. So here's the last envelope, and it's going to be the same exact thing. So okay. Oh, don't make this hard. Don't make it hard. This is the back cover, so it's, like I said, it's going to be a tiny bit taller. So more on the side. Oh, not that far. Not that far either. Okay, I'm gonna call that good. It didn't quite go in far enough. No big deal, but I can make it a tiny bit more. That would help. Okay, that'll work. Okay, so now, like I said, this is the very first envelope, the cover envelope's width. And we are going to now close it over all the envelopes that we just put together. And do the same thing. Might put a little extra glue here where the spine is going to be, so it holds it all together a little bit better. I am very close to being out of glue. Quarantine style. Okay. Alright, I'm going to force it right over. Doesn't matter if we make glue smudges, not really, because you know, all this is going to be covered up eventually by the pretty decorative paper. So, like I said, glue snares aren't really a problem. Just want it glued down well, secured. And there we have it. We have the front cover envelope, the pages in between, which you're gonna flip back and forth and crease and recrease and get them used to flipping. And there it is. And, oh, I didn't ink up this side, but I will. And the next step will be putting down the pretty paper. And that will be for another part. So, until then, Thank you for being here with me through this tutorial, and hope everyone's safe and happy and healthy, and yeah, until next time.